back in the high school setting, but slightly different this time. How's it go for you?
Yeah, well, I never had to go to school. You never see me by a locker. That was really good. I thought that was an important thing to establish. Although I got it when I visit the set and I see that that's where they're shooting and they all these kids, high school kid extras, right? It makes me smile. It just makes me smile. It's funny.
Are you like sort of a mentor for these kids since you've been there?
Well, I need to be really clear. That's not what they hired me for. It says nothing about that in my contract, but just by the nature of, I really like these kids. I find them to be ridiculously talented for the amount of training that they don't have. They are gifted performers. I don't want to get into dropping names, but the best actress I've ever seen is on our show, and it's amazing to me because they're not young enough to require a great deal of training. These guys just took the time to find, like, out of the box. This is what they can do. Camila, I'll tell you, Camila Mendes, she had done a student film before this. She will blow your mind in the pilot. As I sat there at the table reading, when I turned the page and thought, damn, that's a lot of dialogue. This girl's only ever been in a student film. She proceeded to beat that thing to death. We all just watched her kill it, and we're just like, can't wait. It's very exciting for me to see young talent be able to access it and bring it like that. It's really good.
If I didn't like them, it would be
Yeah, I think it's great. I think a lot of actors, like Cole. Cole's been in this business since he was 8 months old, right? That kid's acted his ass off. He's done movies, TV, lots of stuff. Doing a 1-hour episodic drama is its own specific, unique animal. And I think you'll see that's why it's one of the most popular mediums out there right now, the hour TV show. It's a great way to tell a story. Have you guys talked with Roberto? Have you talked with Roberto about stuff? Yeah. I walk away from all my conversations with him supremely confident that he has the answers to all those questions, and that's rare. Many times you go in and it's just a guy who's been hired to run the show. He lives, breathes, eats, sleeps this thing, and has for a long time. And it's reflected in all the choices that they made for the cast and the scripts and stuff, and I didn't want to get involved with something that was going to be just like every other show.
There's been 75 years of marketing. Why does it take now to finally get into the mainstream in the sense of, television or film adaptation?
Yeah, I think it's because I know they had tried to as a film adaptation. It's a matter of all the planets and stars lining up and getting it to a place, convincing the CW that you can do a show that's based on a comic book that isn't a superhero, and those characters are still beloved and people still want to hear about them. Sure enough, when you take that and you combine it with the success that the Berlanti company has had there, they said, yeah, let's roll the dice on this. Because Greg, I know, really believes in the show and really believes in Roberto. And he seems to be doing pretty well for him. So they said, yeah, we'll roll the dice on that, and I feel good about it. If I didn't, I wouldn't be here. I was telling, and I've only ever done one pilot that didn't go to series in my life. And that's a pretty good record, right? And I didn't want to get involved in something that there was no initial pickup. We didn't know if this was going on the air, but by the time I hit page 5, I was in. I was like, I wanted to do this. Yeah, it's cool.
Also brought you on as good luck
Maybe I don't know. No, I shouldn't have said that. But we've gone. Now we're ordered. We're going on the air, so I can still say that. I've only had one that didn't go. Yeah.
And what's it like being a part of Berlanti's universe? He has his hands on this adaptation.
I gotta tell you, I've known other producers in town who have had the opportunity to have multiple shows on the air. Some of them, they don't really wear it very well. And everybody walks around on eggshells, and they're very concerned that the hammer's coming down, and that's not the dynamic in the Berlanti universe. I haven't been there long, but what I have learned and what I've been able to glean from talking to other people is that he has a very good sense that you don't get your best from people by operating that way. All the folks that I've dealt with, Sarah and Roberto, they've been generous and gracious. And that's what I said to my agent. I said, this was a very human process. Sign me up. They didn't grind me up. They didn't, they a lot of times try to make actors feel bad, make you feel, like you're lucky to be in there in the room. I like to think I'm in there because they like my work. And these guys really made me feel like that was the case. And that's important.
And would you say your character is more like the All-American Dad? How do you like this guy?
I do. I think he is like the All-American Dad, but to say that is, I don't want to oversimplify what it is to be the All-American Dad. All-American Dad is one of the hardest jobs out there. Being a father of children, being a single parent of a child this age, it's difficult, you know, be it a man or a woman. Raising a child in today's world with all this technology and all the things that they're exposed to, it's a unique challenge that no generation of parents has ever seen before in the history of humanity. So, to me, that's a compelling place to jump in and see how a family would deal with all that. And Roberto's right on it. Thank you. I appreciate your time.